My name is Aaron, and I'm a licensed attorney. In my line of work, grammar has profound consequences. Grammar matters a lot, but is it magic? Grammar itself may not be magic, but magic requires grammar. If anything, magic is a kind of grammar. Magic has always been associated with secret formulas and special combinations of words. It is inextricably linked with language and thus depends upon grammar.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Language has three overarching goals: to communicate emotion, volition, thoughts, and ideas. The fact is, non-rational animals share in the first two. Let's see if you can figure out what these animals are trying to say. Humans do nonverbal communication as well. These nonverbal sounds immediately indicate one's feeling and the general outline of one's intentions. The sounds usually immediately reveals whether the emotion is positive or negative, whether you should get closer or run away. However, human beings have the ability through abstraction and convention to use mouth sounds and little squiggles to manifest meaning in other people's minds. This is ultimately due to the sign principle. All language, from the bark of a dog to the words you're listening to now, relies on the power of one thing to point to another thing. Even inanimate objects are signs. A dark sky points to a looming storm. Smoke signals a fire. A bud symbolizes spring. And the squealing sound your car makes when you use your brakes means you should probably get that checked out. The meaning that emerges from language, which depends on grammar, is magical. A sound such as tree has the power to invisibly and instantly conjure in your mind trees. Symbols exist on a scale of abstraction. Some symbols imitate the thing that they point to. A high-resolution image points to a specific object, whereas a drawing points to the general idea, the genius, or a category, let's say of a pipe. An abstraction, or the idea of a pipe. An abstraction is taken from the individual instances of pipes that exist in the world and form that category which is common, the category of pipe. Words that sound like what they mean are called onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia.
Like splat, squish, or nyan. Language is most alive when it is spoken. The neuroscientist Dr. Ian McGilchrist argues that before we had words, we had songs. Music preceded words, which accounts for the universality of music. Further evidence of this is that catatonic Alzheimer's patients, who are otherwise unresponsive, can be brought to life by music in a way that words alone can't accomplish. The tonality of English and other languages still very much exists. How we emphasize certain words can have a huge impact on what something means, even if the same words are used. Imagine you're having a conversation with your sketchy stoner roommate about what happened to your neighbor's annoying yappy dog. Think of how this phrase changes based on which word I emphasize. I never said she should die. 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 This simple exercise shows how the musicality of a language has a profound effect on its meaning. The word enchant comes from the Latin in cantare. In is a prefix meaning into or upon, and cantare is the word for to sing or chant. The word magic is a Greek descendant of the word magos, meaning learned or priestly class. Magic points to the idea of power from hidden knowledge. Glamour used to mean a spell or enchantment. In centuries past, the word originated as an alternative spelling to the word grammar. Books of spells are called grammaries. Knowing the rules of the language first intuitively or implicitly gives you the power to discern meaning, or in essence, understand the purpose of a symbol. Without that knowledge, the sounds of any language are a cacophony. The marks on a page are incomprehensible. Symbols vary in their universality and are constrained by time, space, and convention. Some symbols are highly specialized and only understood by a special few. Other symbols are more universal and enduring. Language is like binoculars or glasses. You see through and by means of them. Grammar is like taking them off and looking at them, learning how to use them properly. Grammar is at the root. The art of using and inventing symbols. Now here I don't mean invent in the sense of create, but in the older sense of to discover. Grammar is akin to the art of learning the numbers and basic arithmetic. It is also like learning the basics of music, notes, and rhythm. The existence of grammar shatters the illusion that we are alone. It only exists in community. It points to the fact that you are embedded in a culture and society which stretches back centuries. The older understanding of grammar was the understanding of letters. Letters extended beyond just the use of words, not just in terms of the alphabet and proper sentence structure, but also including the forest of literature that is rooted in those rules and gives life to civilization. To know grammar isn't just being able to comprehend a sentence so much as to understand how a particular work relates to the history and trajectory of your culture. A literate person is a person who knows grammar in this full sense and can do more than sound out and understand in a literal sense the phrase, "a face that launched 1,000 ships." But that literate person knows the significance of that phrase for civilization. Nevertheless, the beginning of grammar does require knowing the rules of simple symbols, how to combine and separate them, and how to use them to communicate and understand the world. One of the major advancements in human civilization was developing the ability to transpose auditory phenomena of language to written visual marks. In fact, the word grammar is a reference to this ability. Grammar originates from the Greek grammatica, a combination of gramma and techne. Techne is the root where we get our words technique and technology. It means something like art, skill, or craft. Gramma means something like a written mark or physical mark. To examine the original question, grammar is a kind of specialized knowledge of symbols that gives you the power to comprehend and communicate. Magic originates from the word for a person with specialized knowledge who uses it to affect the world. Grammar makes visible what is otherwise invisible, the structure of language. Through the power of grammar, you can actually transform reality. Nowhere is this more obvious than in the practice of law, where a turn of phrase can have immense consequences. As an attorney, effective wordcraft is an essential skill. So I plead with you to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Who knows, maybe I'll make a new video in the next few years. I want to thank you if you're a subscriber. It means a lot to me you subscribe despite the lack of content over the years. I hope I can make a video and other content that will more than make up for it.